Hello. Here we find ourselves again with some very loud stream music because Resident Evil is super quiet. We'll turn on my controller, which should now be 1000% charged. We'll stop the stream music. Well, we'll start this up first, and then we'll stop the stream music. And then we'll close this. And we'll have our little reminder waiting for us, because I always forget. I always forget to change the stream category. But that's fine. Come on. We did a little something last time, I think, didn't we? A reasonable amount of finding things, I think. Did we kill Marvin? I think we might have done. Maybe we didn't. Did we kill him? Is he here? Yep, he's still there. He's still wandering around. Okay, so where were we at? What were we doing? What did we have? We have a cog. Which we found upstairs, right? Yeah, that makes sense. And then we've got some other stuff. We discovered that actually I should have flipped this round because there's something on the back. There's nothing really going on with this, I suppose. Oh, I can make it a stars badge again, apparently. Nice. Let's have a look at this because I'm not getting burned again. But that definitely is for upstairs. So I think what we'll do, because I don't really have a use for it right now, is we'll put the magnum ammo in there. We'll move this around a little bit. Maybe we'll put it here and then that up there. That seems alright. I don't think we had anything else crazy going on, did we? So I suppose now it's just a case of working out where the hell to go next. So this is all thoroughly done now. There is nothing else to find here, which is pretty cool. We don't have the heart key yet. Being the boiler room, there wasn't really anything in there. I mean, it's even saying there's nothing here. There's that, which, yeah, now we know. We can go back to the car and get stuff out of it, which is fine. Got the shower room, which I don't have anything for. I don't think we got any image stuff, did we? Come to think of it, there isn't anything. Oh no, never mind. There weren't any like little bits and pieces, were there? Because I think it's basically just the 3F lock. Yeah, so it's like yeah. Done the safe. Yeah, so there's kind of nothing to do there. So I can't get that. And then we've got the top floor where we could do something there, maybe. Yeah, screw it, actually. Let's go at least put it in there, you know, because oh, come on, man, Marvin. You being a weirdo again, Milo. Like, I don't blame you, but just have a bit of chill. Oh no. He's going to come bursting through that door, isn't he? Probably. Oh, that was a mistake. Right, there we go. Is he what? What? Is he out here? If he is, well, if he is, then I'm in trouble. But I'm going to go in here and hope for the best. Alright, so we can put this here, maybe? That fits. That's nice. Ooh! Well, let's go up there. So there's that. But was there not another? No, that needs a different kind of gear, I guess. Hello, how's it going? Have I been in here? Oh, I have. I definitely have. I think. How's it going? Anything exciting happening on your end? A small gear. Ooh. We like small gears, I think. Do we have to set up the clock tower or something? We could go back downstairs and use that thing in the... Oh, is it basically just to get this? What is that? Regular stream at 7. Well, 6:30 actually, but, you know, close enough. In a little while, we'll do another one. Alright, so we put that in there, and then that spins, does something. What's it doing, man? Can I... Is there like... Do I have to shoot something to get that? That looks kind of important. Aegis. Well, yeah. What the hell have I even just done? What have I just put there? Working on a project. Decent progress over the weekend. I didn't. I did absolutely nothing over the weekend. Well, not on my game anyway. I only do it on stream. Which is probably a bad idea. I should probably start doing a little bit more off camera. Right, so that's spinning. Is there like a... I'm not really getting what this is for. What are we above? The lounge? That doesn't seem right. Could we maybe put the large gear up there? Ooh. What about that? Can I take that out? What happens if I take this out? Does this bust? Oh, no, it doesn't bust. Oh. That feels meaningful. So then maybe upstairs, and then we put the large gear up here somehow? Hopefully? Possibly? Is that going to work? Certainly is. And now the clock is clocking. And it becomes... Oh, there we go. That's going to knock off whatever that is. Aegis Cube Conductor.
Hope I don't have to write a report on this.
I think your days of writing reports are behind you, buddy. Except maybe a report on inappropriately touching the president's daughter. Boxed electronic part. For the power panels. Oh, motherfucker. I do need that. I need that for the, I need that for the... Yeah. Oh, there we go. So that's good. Is he out here? Doesn't seem to be. Might have got away with that. As if I actually needed to do that. Well, that's good at least. Now I can run through this door and find that Jim Bob's here, and I'm in trouble, and I'm about to get completely yorked. Oh no, so far so good. Come on then, down the ladder. You can go quicker than that, Leon. Right, so first things first. Should probably save. And that means bypass a new Marvin. Did this thing close up behind me? Yes, it did. Which means that there's no other way back. Ah, shit. He's coming. Right, well, where can I go? Where was the way down again? Off this side. It's here. So if I could get back down there, which means sprinting through here and hoping for the best, I think. Well, let's do that then. You look like you're having a good time. Is there any way I can skip you? There might be a way I can skip you, actually. If I can just sort of duck in here. Scooch through here. That's not a good sound. That's not a good sound at all. Oh, shit. Oh, balls. There's a bunch of... Hey! Hey, now! I feel like that was a bit far, sunshine. You were a little bit too... I think you were a little bit further away. But we'll let you off. That's fine. Prick. Right. So. Parking garage. We can use the car thing. Whatever. Is this the... Which car am I actually trying to open? 236, and I've got... What? 7439. Which one's 7439? Oh, it just says Precinct 236. It doesn't say which car. Oh well. I guess we'll do the old... Summit just opened. There we go. And we got the gun stock, which is absolutely not what I was after. But, hey, I'll take it. Ooh. It's looking pretty good. That's a pretty good gun now. Is that it? That's not it, though, is it? Oh, god damn it. That is it. Shit. Oh, well. Was it through there to the jail? Card reader, which I need to get from the guy. That's right, I need to get from the guy. Which means I need to go back into the jail and let all of the zombies out. And that's not going to go badly at all. Okay. Did I? I did heal myself. Okay, good. I do have a little bit of ammo, I suppose. Hey, maybe this won't be a complete... It will be a complete disaster. This is going to go terribly. But... Ooh! Maybe it won't. Let's have a look. Because surely we can check some of this stuff, right? So there's... Have you got anything in with you? Doesn't look like it. How about you? Well, you're pretending to be dead, so that's fine. We've got... Oh! You. And you don't have anything in with you. And you are also pretending to be dead. Okay. So I genuinely think whatever's in this end thingamabob... Well, of course, it's a jail. If there's anything in these cells other than this one, I'm going to be really angry at Capcom because it doesn't make any narrative sense why prisoners would have things in their jail cells. Alright, so... No. Examine. Open. Incredible. So then we can put this somewhere in here, maybe? What's the deal? So do we have to, like... Oh, I see. Right, so we've got to connect these points up. Okay. Oh, okay. So then maybe we do... Well, that's got to come down. So maybe we'll disconnect this and just in case it busts something. So that's coming down. We could do that to there. Should probably disconnect this as well, actually. That comes up. That's probably going to be like that. Oh, shit. What? Well, that... Can I can't pick this up, so I've got to... Maybe like that? No. So you're coming from here. Oh, I see. Okay. We're going down like that. And then we can do that to there, but that doesn't really help us at all. Oh, I see. As long as we've combined them, it doesn't really matter what route they're taking to get there. Okay, that makes sense. So I guess it's got to come in from here, which means that goes there, which means there we go. Ba-ba-ba-boom. And we open this, which is good. Ben's memo. Tyrant. Yeah. A cheeky little first aid spray. I feel like I'm going to need that. Parking permit. Yes, please. Oh, a little tape recorder. A little talk boy.
Explain the rumors about the orphanage. I just find it way too coincidental Umbrella's one of the benefactors.
You told me this interview was about the new scholarship Umbrella set up.
Come on, Annette. Nobody cares about that. They want to know about the G virus.
We're intrigued about this.
And a big
Oh.
fucking sinkhole in the city, which, by the way, rumor has it was for underground lab. Now, are you gonna talk to me, or are you
This
gonna...
interview's over.
Bitch.
All right. We've got the garage key, the garage key. And we have everything from the jail. Incredible. Now, can I shut these very quickly? Oh, that's letting me out this way, which is even better. Kraken. Oh, fuck.
Give me a break.
Well, am I going the right way? Because I do not want to be caught short by him. Oh, piss off. We'll just have to leave that knife. Yeah, I figured you would be. Alright, okay. Whoa! Can you not? Oh well, that'll do it. I might be able to go back and get my knife then. Well, he ain't dead.
This is getting old. Saving your ass, that's twice.
I didn't realize you were keeping score.
Look, this isn't a game. Nothing dies down here.
It's true, nothing does die.
Take it you have the key card.
It's almost like it lives here. Some sort of resident evil.
I was hoping you could explain what's on it.
Maybe. After I hear it. Let's get out of here.
Is he actually, is he just gonna, so he's, oh, so he's moved though. He's moved. Okay. Well, maybe we'll go back and try and get my knife. Because I kind of would like that knife back, if you don't mind, fellas, chaps, friendos. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it's locked now. Guess I've left that knife behind then. Wow.
We might want to open the shutter.
Calm down. Settle thy mummeries. Oh my god, I actually got an achievement. Ooh. And a cheeky little health plant. Oh, back into the city. Been a while since I've been outside. Wonder if they've got typewriters out here. Oh, there's nothing here. One thing I will say, I do really like the fact that you can
Unfortunately,
oh,
no. Ben didn't come through.
Well, what exactly are you looking for?
More info
Ah,
on people
very
responsible
good.
for this mess.
One thing I do really like about this is that even though it is punishingly difficult at times, it's nice that it does give you a sense of like, oh well, you've done this or you haven't done that. You have completed this room.
Road's out.
Well,
Going to
yeah.
that gun shop looks like the only way.
Sorry about that, sweetheart. But I've already got the shotgun. Why would I bother going to Kendo's gun shop? Oh no. This feels like a cover me while I get the door open moment. Oh no. Oh no, we're good.
What a mess.
Yeah. What a mess is right. Ooh, what's this? A shotgun part, you say? Okay. Okay. Excellent, excellent. Cheeky little bit of ammo. Don't mind if I diddly do. A little note. Oh. Read a letter left behind by Jill. Ah, that'll be from the B side. Is Leon story A or is story B? I can't remember. All going well. Maybe I'll get a knife. Maybe Kendo's left us a knife, you know? No? Maybe not. Oh, my knife! I like that knife.
I'm not
Oh.
gonna hurt you.
I said don't move.
I'm just passing through. I'm gonna ask you to lower that weapon.
Like hell you are. You're gonna turn around, go right back out the way you came in.
Oh. Oh dear.
I think your daughter needs help, sir.
You need to tell me how to deal with my daughter.
Drop it.
No! Wait!
Step aside. We need to terminate her before she turns.
Terminate. It's my fucking daughter.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Just let them be.
Emma? Sweetheart, I told you to stay put.
Daddy?
Daddy's here. Come here. Okay? Those fucking things outside. What they did to us. You're a cop. You're supposed to know something. How did this happen? Huh?
Fair question, Leon.
She was our sweet little angel.
Mommy?
I was sleeping, honey. Okay? And I'm gonna put you to bed too, okay? Emma.
Oof. It's a little rough. It's a little rough.
Just go. Just give us some privacy.
Fair play, buddy. He's way better than he was in the first. First?
You know,
The original.
it's one thing to keep the truth from me, but why him?
Second shot?
I want to find out what's happening here and stop whoever's behind it. Helping people like them? That's why I joined the force.
Yeah, Ada.
My mission is to take down Umbrella's entire operation. We may not make it out.
Whatever it takes to save this city. Count me in.
Right. I really hope this guy has a typewriter, because I've got some coding to do. He does not. He does not appear to have a type.
Heard of the Umbrella Corporation?
I have heard of the
They're a
Umbrella
pharmaceutical
Corporation.
company
Yeah, yeah.
specifically making bioweapons. They have a virus. It turns people into indestructible monsters.
Yeah, yeah. Leon's
That
played
explains
Resident
the
Evil
horrible
1
things I've seen.
and 2. He did all this nearly 20 years ago. More than 20 years ago.
And
Shit!
that's why I'm looking for Annette Birkin. She's the one at Umbrella responsible for unleashing the virus. I'm going to bring her down.
Resident Evil 2's like more than 20 years old. That's upsetting.
This is how we get to Annette.
Based on what you've said, the sewer seems fitting.
Ho ho ho! Sick burn, Leon.
Well said. How
Oh
are
yeah.
you?
Mm.
Gee, thanks. Can't imagine a real scientist being down here.
According to HQ, this leads right into Umbrella's secret facility.
Come on. Sewers are run by the city. How could they have a facility without the authorities knowing?
Authorities do know.
Corporate America.
Chief Irons.
Controlled Raccoon City for years.
Whoa!
That an earthquake?
I sure just
Oh.
hope so.
There's a something down here. There's no longer a something down here. Excellent. Excellent. That's my best classic. What?
God only knows what's down here.
That's my best classic Cybermen impression. Specifically the oh yeah, there we go. That's what we're after. One of these. You know, it made more sense for that to be in a gun shop than in the sewer, but I'm not going to complain because it's right about the time that I need to be doing some coding. Okay, well, there we go. Not bad, not bad. A cheeky little achievement for my trouble. I don't remember getting that far in the game, but I guess that was the next available achievement. But yeah. Feels like a slight step up from the nadir of struggling to get past a single, well, the tyrant and like both the clicker. I was going to say clickers, but that's The Last of Us, isn't it? All right, and then we can turn that back down. I should have like little Python scripts set up to just just quickly change between stuff. But yeah. We're going to do stream category change, which is going to be software, game dev, over into the no. It didn't take that time, which is fine. There we go. We do that. So, let's do some game dev and turn off the viewer count. So it just upsets me. Right, so. Where did we get to last time? What did we do? What do I have open? Oh, I came up with an idea. Actually, let's draw the idea just to make sure I'm not talking out my arse, because that happens a lot. So, as we know, Godot doesn't like circular references. And partially understandably so, like, I get why it doesn't like circular references. But also, sometimes circular references are kind of useful. You kind of want them, you know? You kind of need them here and there. So, the problem is that we have a room, you know? We got our concept of a room in text adventure, and you know, you've got rooms that are connected to each other. I don't know why I've made these 3D. The game's not even 2D, let alone 3D. And so if you're going this way, you want to have this to have a reference to that, but also if you're going that way, then you want this to have a reference to that, which then means cyclical references, and Godot doesn't like that. So the other alternative that I was thinking of was we could potentially do a grid system where we just have, you know, a bunch of spots on a grid, And because I'm already using go north, go south, go east, go west. Go west. So we can basically just look up the corresponding coordinate from the grid. Now, that's great, but it would be nice if we could have secret little shortcuts. Basically, ways like little warp zones or something like that. We kind of, I suppose, but I'm trying to think of where that would ever work. Where you would go west from a place and then go north, and then somehow be able to go that way without it actually being listed like here. Like it just doesn't work. So I guess what we're saying is there's going to be a maximum of 4 cardinal directions. But the problem is, if you want more than a couple of different ways to go, you might want to have a couple of extra places to visit from rather than go north, south, east, west. So it occurred to me that what I could do, and I think I've already started setting this up, is effectively for each one of these, let's zoom in a little bit, you could potentially have your room with your little north, east, northeast, that's where we are. Your little south and your little west. But then also you could have an arbitrary list of references to points of interest specific to this particular place. So that point of reference might be a house on a street, or it might be a table in a laboratory, or whatever else. But effectively, then they're just spokes that sit off this. These don't need a reference back because we can inherently say we're currently in this tile, and then we can populate a little point of interest variable in the corner and say that's what we're referencing to. But we know that in terms of the cardinal grid, we are still on this node. We just happen to be visiting, this particular house or this particular table. And then once we're done with either of those, then we can just stop. We can just clear this down and go back to being in the cardinal node. That's my idea anyway. And it gets round Godot's abject hatred circular references. As I understand, it can create memory leaks and so on, but I feel like that's not a... Given the way that a lot of these things work, I feel like it's not too much to ask that it's, load a particular scene when such and such a thing happens. But maybe that's okay. Maybe we don't need to worry so much about it. I think the idea of these really strong references is based on a notion of having stuff move around a lot more than I think it's actually going to move around. As long as I'm not drastically changing file locations, or if I am, I'm at least thinking about it a little bit longer, a little bit harder. I think we're probably going to be okay. So yeah. So we still need this, but we're not going to do get level from reference. We're going to change how this room manager works. Which means fiddling around with this a little bit. So we've got var location start end. I think here we can basically just give it grid coordinates and it can look up the position, And I suppose in this way, So we've got our locations there. We're doing them as a dictionary. Do you know what? I'm not actually sure that's so much better. I suppose we could do a 2-dimensional array where we have an array going that way and an array going that way. So effectively you've got rows and you've got columns, whichever way around you want to do it. I guess by convention it's what? horizontal first and then vertical. So up and down would be the north-south, and then horizontal would be east-west. So you'd have your east-west first, and then inside your east-west you'd have north-south, which I think would work well, but I think dictionary traversal is... What O is dictionary traversal? And what do we call that? O number. O. Big O. What do they call that again? Programming, surely. Science? What do they call it? Mathematics. Surely it would be in here. Where's the O number? Linear time algorithms. This is what I'm after, but I can't remember the name of the actual I tell you what, let's just do ON. Big O notation. Big O, it's just called Big O notation. What Big O is traversing a dictionary? All right, so we have ON. So it's linear at least. Immortized average case is O1. So if you do a loop over all elements, it is O1 times N. It's ON. Unless you have the degenerate case of bad hash codes, then you have ON squared. If you do several similar operations, but the number of those operations is fixed and doesn't depend on it, it doesn't change the O. If you nest the loop in a loop. Well, we're not looping, we're just looking for it. Okay. So, effectively, I think what we're saying is I think what we're saying is that I can just leave it as it is and it's fine. But I suppose with the upshot that if we do want to go to a more grid-based system, it's not gonna hurt. But we also do want to check back in with our location. We do have points of interest. So I guess what we want here is in our command prompt, we've got our current location, and then we'll do our current point of interest, and we're going to make that a point of interest VTO. And we're going to, well, we're just not going to initialize it, so we make sure that it's nothing in particular. And then if we want to, we can So we want to do something here. So we want to do back. So back is going to be a special case, I think. So we'll do here, we're going to say special case, returning to main location from point of interest. Do we want to do that? Maybe we don't need to do that. Maybe we do. I think we do. So what we're going to do is say point, current point of interest equals null. And then what we want to do is room equals location. There we go. I think we want to change this because look flavor text is that's gonna be wrong now. So actually what we want is get flavor text with our inventory. What do we have? Is it current items or something? Yeah, this is stupid. That'll do. Okay. So then what we want to do... So how do we want to deal with getting to this place? I think we could probably rename that to just be keywords. Command keywords. Look at keywords is fine, I guess. In fact, no, we'll just use command keywords. That makes more sense, surely. That makes sense because we're not going to have keywords. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Now back to here, we're going to have to do a quick pass for. Oh, that reminds me. GD script. GD script linter. Because there was I'm sure there was a library. Let's just quickly go into Reddit. Because I saw it today. Could have sworn I saw it today. Gonna have to look it up now. Hello. Lurking for a little bit. I see. Very good. Now I had a notification for... Oh. I think I've lost it. Oh well. Unless it's in my history. Do I have a post history? Oh, I do have a post history. Oh, that's nice. GD Toolkit. Apparently. What's the deal here? Python 3 and pip. Oh, right. So it's not a plugin for Godot directly. It's just a command line linter. Okay. Maybe we'll not bother with linting right now. Maybe we'll do without. Okay. So what do we have? So we'll just have a quick look through just to make sure we've got rid of all of those bits and pieces. Handle look commands. So truncate extra lines, we're not interested in that. So we've got handle look commands. Get flavor text. That's good. Unpacked subject. So it's not look at keywords anymore, is it? For point of interest. Command keywords. There we go. Loose item flavor text. Look flavor text. Yeah, that's right. And then we've got move commands. We're going to do the same thing, I think, but well, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't need to. Pick up. So we've got look at keywords. You take the command keywords. Well, there we go. That's better. I think that makes more sense. So now we need to handle being in the point of interest. So I think that's primarily going to be look and pickup commands. Look, pickup, and the yet to be implemented use command. But what other verbs do you need in a text adventure? Say, oh well, we've got a list, haven't we? I made a list. So we need use, which is interaction commands. We have a player, but we don't really have a concept of a player. So, you know, I'm going to go right ahead and say that that's in. Yeah, so a location can have a point of interest, which can have an item descriptor addition. Locations can have items and blah, 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 blah. Yep. And items point to their point of interest. Oh, the point of interest that they're supposed to be used on. Oh, so this created a limitation before in that you can't pick it up from the point of interest that you use it on. But I actually thought of a way that we can fix that. Because what we can say is that the point of interest is going to have pickup. Oh, we don't have it there actually yet. Which is weird. Oh, is that? I think I see what I've done here. So what I've done is I've made it so items exist in a location, but you can pick up the items regardless of where you are. I see what I've done here. I'm not a massive fan. Do we want to move to the point of interest? I feel like we probably do. Yeah. Makes more sense. And it means that if I wanted to, I could then make a different, better, or at least not zombified text adventure later. You know? I felt like just having a break. Just doing some writing for a change. But what we want is a structure where, if we get rid of this, so what we're after is, so we'll have our location up top, which is going to have an item, and then we want a location. We want to put sort of, well, we'll do the. That's going to have a POI of some kind. And then we're going to look down and we're going to find an item in that point of interest. And then some of these points of interest want an item used on them. And so in theory, if we're not careful, we create an infinite loop here. But what we could do instead is just say, this is the item. These are the items that you can use on me. So then the item doesn't need to know anything. It's the point of interest. We check the point of interest and say yes. So I think that will fix it. So if we go to our point of interest, we've got our pickup, which doesn't have anything. The location has items. Point of interest has items. Same thing here. Items. Array. Pick up DEO. And then we can do export bar. And actually, this is where use is going to be interesting. Because right now we're just moving through places, right? Do you know, now that I think about it a little bit more, as much as I didn't want to admit it, maybe I do need some of this written into an actual structure. Because, and I shall tell you for why, right now all of this is in documents, and I need a way to affect the state in the document, and the document does not want to store that state. The document shouldn't have to store that state. It's to say we have a situation like most adventure games. They'll say like, oh well, you know, you're in a room, the door's locked. You know, you got your little keyhole on the door, and then you find a key somewhere off to the side, and then you know, when you use the key on the door, you get a little bit of flavor text. And then when you play your flavor text, the door is suddenly open now and you can go through. Hooray! That's a lot to store in a document. And there are two ways of handling this, I think. One is just having a list of events, save out and say, you know, that's the, oh, piss off. It's weird that chat didn't, oh, I see. They've started using special characters. Very good. Beep boop, beep boop. There we go. Off they go. Send packing. So we can either have just a list of events that we've had, you know, and then we can just, when we load in and we go to use this, we just check it against an event that affects it or something like that. Which is fine, I guess. But maybe that doesn't really work. I suppose it depends on what kind of story I'm looking to tell. Because we don't really want to read the entire game. Well, we do, I guess. We do. We want to read the state up at a particular point, but I guess in my quest to tie all these nicely together in a file format where we can just read things in, by nature of them being static, that makes it quite difficult to work with them. Making a text adventure game is quite fiddly. I'm not saying it's the hardest of the lot, but it is a little bit awkward. But we're going to have to serialize it out anyway. We're going to have to save this. So whether I'm putting it in documents or whether I'm putting it in a save file, whether I'm putting it in documents or whether I'm building a scene tree out of it, the fact remains there's going to be certain pieces of information that just aren't, you know, that's just how it be. So really what we want is some way to have like bottled behavior, almost anonymous functions. So it does things in particular situations. Let's take a little look. As much as I was quick to dismiss it. Let's have a look at this little text adventure tutorial thing. What have they got turned? Did they have? I see they've got game room. So we've got add item, get full description. Oh yeah, this is all the stuff, that's fine. But what do we do with events? Alright. So what scripts do you have? I don't think this... So we've got a command processor. Alright, well let's just fire off all of these. See, they're all just game rooms, which is fine. Game info, input, side panel. Command processor. So yeah, they're doing... Okay, good. So when you talk, what do we do when you talk? Has received quest item. Else NPC initial dialogue. Ooh! Ternaries. Didn't realise you got ternaries in GD script. That's nice. Okay. So it seems like they're fairly static. In current room.npcs. So is there a concept of getting rid of an NPC, of changing the state of the game beyond just their tracked state? And you know, I'm not sure that there is. Can you export a script? What can we export? Anything? Everything? I think maybe I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do it this way, you know? As much as I don't really want to. So you don't have any properties whatsoever. Oh no, you do apparently. You should have string room name. You should have something somewhere. Path and name, I see. Oh. You're working a bit weird. Edit the description. Script. GameRoom.script. Why is it right at the bottom? It's really weird. Is it not normally at the top? This might just be because I've... what does this tool annotation do? It'd be nice to know what that is. Mark the current script as a tool script, allowing it to be loaded and executed by the editor. Oh, we've got a couple of different things here. But not all of them are for the same thing. Alright, so basically what that is saying to us is that this is a tool. It is something that the editor runs. Which I think makes sense. Okay, so they've got their items. So when the game starts, room changed, room updated. Handle room change. We've got our side panel. Actually, if we run this game, does it break? Yes, of course it does. Fact string array, you go, plus change response, and then a new line. It's a really weird little thing, isn't it? I put a dot there. So if I put that there, fix it. I think, maybe. Screw it. Worst case, it doesn't work. Yes, I think there must be a couple of places that this kind of crap's happening. Alright, never mind. We don't need to worry so much about running it, really. It's not that important. But it does seem like they've got some sort of... Oh, well, I can look at it in 2D view at least, I suppose. Oh, we've got this. Alright, okay. So that's what it's doing. Okay, so it's playing with the... Okay, yeah. This will be where the room's description goes. Incredible. So when we process a command, nobody here wants so you get a reward. So basically what this seems to be is all of the characters remain static, and all of the characters remain static, and you just ferry items to them, I think. Which, if it's just fetch quests, that's not really what we're after. So the game doesn't change state. These rooms are static. They have a certain number of items in them, which is all predefined. I'm guessing this has... Oh, does it even have... Where's our list of... God, quest reward equals exit. Okay, so items, God sword. All right, so there's very little going on here. Okay, quest item, key. Ooh, incredible. Marketing cover. What the hell? Oh, whoops! I think I moved it by accident. All right, okay. So no. We're not interested in that. I don't think. It's not really what we're after, because we're wanting to do slightly more persistent changes. But it does bear thinking about that. Actually, they're effectively saying, not don't do that, but you're probably going to come up against issues if you do it that way. It doesn't like that I've added could not pass global class. Is it because I've bust something? Okay, so let's think about this. Go back to here. Oh yes, let's do that first actually. Export var items. So we want to do items. Oh, what do we want to call this? Usables. We'll do an array pickup DTO. Be nice if we could do a dictionary. Much nicer if we could do a dictionary, because then what we could have is we could have pickup, and then we could have response in there as well, so we could have specific responses to those things. But that's yeah, that's not going to work. So then the interesting part here is trying to make it so that it's like, what's the effect? What's the effect? What effects are you generally looking to have in a text adventure? You want like you want it to be traversable. You might want to destroy an item or turn it off. You know, characters. So we might want to remove characters at certain points. which, with it being a zombie game, I feel like probably a big part of it's going to be the characters you interact with, or more like the people that you eat. But effectively, we're saying we want a way to affect game state at runtime. So it's probably going to be something like brains. I wish I had brains. It's complicated stuff. Or I'm making it complicated. Is that part of the problem? Am I making this too complicated? So it's not going to be in the command prompt. I feel like we probably want something in the location. Yeah. The only brain available right now is Jeffrey's brain. And I think that might be a little bit too small. Do you want to come say hello, Jeffrey? You okay there, little boy? If I get up, are you going to dart off? Or are you going to... What are you going to do, Jeffrey? Where are you going, little boy? We're not getting... Alright, well, we're not getting treats, Jeff, so no. Never mind. That's not happening. Yeah, we're not gonna eat Jeffrey's brain. I guess we could just do north blocked, east blocked, south blocked, west blocked. I feel like probably what we're gonna do, it's mostly gonna be about traversal. So what I'm thinking this is basically, you're the little zombie guy. I don't know why I'm drawn as a skull, but you know, you're the little zombie. And you're looking for a way. I think the bad idea for the story to start with was like a little dog has run off with your has run off with one of your arms or something like that. Something like that. But I think the idea of having like an antagonist, and basically your idea is basically just to... Because zombies can't really do an awful lot, can they? It's not like this is going to be like a Monkey Island style situation where there's going to be complex goals. You're a zombie, and most of what it's going to be is lots of things. Maybe that's part of it as well, because that's one of the things that I talked about last time, isn't it? Is that realistically, a big part of this is around the parser. A big part of it is that you might have an internal model. I've been reading about this in a little book. Well, it's a big book, but that's by the by. But effectively, you've got your internal model of the goals you might have for the game. And games these days, you have like an idea of like, right, well, effectively, you've got like, there's like a mirroring of how things work. And so you might say, right, well, the game, you might have a game that looks like this. This is a very bad star, but we'll pretend that's a really nice star, really well designed star, perfectly symmetrical. But the player has only seen this bit of the game. And so they might make a reasonable assumption. They might then extrapolate that the game looks like this. And then they might reach this bit of the game. And they understand that bit. So they then go, oh, well, we'll fill this in and we'll say that that's correct. Except then they don't know about any of these other bits of game. And it's this idea of you building your mental model and adjusting things as you go forward. That's like where the interesting stuff and like where the fun comes from and so on, is players building a mental model, taking a leap and trying to fill something in, and either being told, nope, game's, well, maybe like that, and being told, nope, the game's not like that. Or you draw this bit and you go, oh, well, the game is like that. I can make a reasonable conclusion that that's like that. And as soon as you've seen this bit, you might then go, well, it makes sense that it would have a symmetry over here. And then you look at that and you think, well, actually, that's probably kind of like a star. And then you go, oh, great. I have a reasonable mental model of this game now. Except actually, this also has some squirrely bits down here and I don't know, whatever else. But that's where a lot of it comes from, apparently. Psychologically speaking. I don't know anything about game design, but I'm slowly trying to learn. So the problem with, or one of the challenges, and I think why they don't make them as much anymore, this could just be my guess, is that with a text box as an input, like you watching, if you want to, you can type something in the box and I will react to it because I'm a real person, I'm not a simulation. Or that's what I'm going to have you believe. And I'll respond. It may take me a couple of seconds because, you know, that's how the internet works. But you can pretty much type anything you want in a free text box and I will respond to it in a convincing way. Might not necessarily be super satisfying, but I'll say something, you know? Or I'll look at it and be visibly perturbed by it and then completely ignore it. But that's still a reaction of a type. Whereas with a text adventure, if we do the same mirror thing, you know, the game is actually going to be this tiny little box. Probably not even that. It's probably going to be like a really funky shaped, like especially back in the olden days. There's only going to be so much that they were able to implement. But your box as to what you can put inside when you're told. And they used to market these games in that particular way. They used to say, understands more than 40 verbs. There's so many different things you can tell it and it'll be able to do. And it always used to be a trick. And it was like, yeah, it'll respond to them, but it won't necessarily let you do anything with it. It won't go, all right, now jump out the window, and you can't jump out the window. It'll say that won't help. You're not allowed to jump out the window, and it would trick you. Your mental model of what a text adventure based game is going to be is the box doesn't have any. There is no limit. You know, that box can just go on forever. And you might go, oh, you might like try something over here and be like, nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, there's one tiny little bit there. And it's really difficult because the state space and the possibility of that is so big. It's really difficult to pin it down. So I think in that sense, having limitations on this game is a good thing. In fact, it almost makes sense to and I don't know if this might not pay off, and it might not. But the possibility is that we deliberately design the game kind of like we make it so it's like there's bits of it that are fleshed out, even less, you know, like a tiny little bit of it that's fleshed out, but we have little hints as to like, ooh, look, you can go over there. But then the game says, no, because you're a zombie. Zombies don't do that, you know? And so then you build this mental model of quite clearly, you get a very clear conception of, you know, I'm actually being padlocked here. I'm being straitjacketed. And it's specifically because but it's narratively, it makes sense. Kind of like, I think I was saying this about Assassin's Creed last time, is that it's almost like this extra conceit that's that floats on top of the game. So then effectively we say that, yeah, you've got this padlock bit and, you know, yeah, it is about being locked down. But then to help you build that model of being locked in, we have all these other bits that are illusory examples of, it seems like the game would let you do this, but actually these are not tricks, but lessons to say you're not actually allowed to do that. And then right at the end, there's going to be something where you feel like you have to do something. You have to figure out the right words. but as from the start, you've been locked in this whole time. Or maybe you struggle a little bit, and you're able to make just the slightest bit of difference, you know? Can we do like a shift to... It'd be nice if you could just like hold down a button and like... Oh, we can do that, apparently. Is there a shortcut to... Just a tiny little bit. You're able to like etch out a tiny little bit of territory and change events just a little bit, and that's the important part, the big thing. So, with that in mind, law random chat. As much as I've got the zombie having an inventory. Zombies don't really have inventories, do they? Ooh. I have an idea. I think this might change things a little bit. So I think what we want to do, so we're going to have our location, and we're going to call this initial items. Initial items. And then we're going to do bar items, which is going to be an array pickup detail. And then in our pickup, yeah, they can stay where they are. So then that means that what we could do, I like the idea of the zombie being quite limited in what they can do, and fighting against the game to some extent. It's almost like the players struggle against their second nature, which in this case is represented by what feels like an open-ended game, but is in fact frustratingly closed. And it's almost like you're fighting, the narrative matches your fight against the parser. So in the same way, let's do point of interest. We'll have items, usables, initial items, we're going to call that. And we're going to have our var items, and that's going to be an array of pickup PTO. And I think what we'll do is the zombie is able to pick up current item, and we'll do pickup DDO. You can pick up one thing at a time. You're a zombie, you know? You're not going to have a lot of stuff, are you? So then we've got our current location where we are, current point of interest we've looked at, and current item pickup DDO. And I think maybe we want something like the zombie takes over, and which probably means making some zombie behavior and zombie mechanics, but that's also we'll get there. But it means that what we can do is we can have the zombie pick something up, and then maybe the zombie, when the zombie brain takes over, the zombie will sometimes just drop it, and it's up to you to go back and get it. And you can have multiple items, and basically you can pick items up in one location, move around, drop the item, and then what we'll do is we'll save the state of each object. And I guess what we'll do is without putting too fine a point on it, I need to step away for a second. But I have ideas. I think it might be fun if we do... Like, we've got this var used. I think we can probably get rid of that now. Yeah, we can consume this, I think. We can basically say, yeah, no, we're not, you've got it, and then we'll destroy it. Basically, we'll say that doesn't exist anymore. The initial items we're just going to do on a first run, and then we will save down the state of where each item is when we leave and there may just be, I don't know how, I still don't fully understand how we're going to do the flags, but I guess really all we've got is traversable, and then probably like some flavor text when you use something, which I guess is going to be on pickup. I'm going to do this here, bar, and we're going to say successful use text string. And then that covers us in a lot of behaviors, but I guess then we have to decide what happens in terms of all the others. And it may be actually that we do current point of interest, location. Let's do, we've got var items, and we'll do var initial points of interest. Oh, oops. Initial points of interest, and then we'll do points of interest array, something like that. Do you see where I'm going with this? Hope so. Basically, we'll have the initial state, and then we'll change it over time, save that out, and that's fine. I think then it's just going to be a case of working out what flags we need to be able to set on each location, point of interest, and so on to blah, 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 blah. Like a successful interaction. I think it's basically just, if you've done the thing that that place needs you to do, then unblock something else. I don't know. We'll get there. Back in a second. I need to put on my... There we go. Okay. Right. Now, back in a second. He may not be here long, but here's a little bit of Jeffrey. Just a little bit of Jeffrey. Oh, there he goes. I have not eaten his brain. That was proof. Well, certainly evidence to the contrary. So where did I get to? I got distracted. I ran off in weird different directions. So what I'm thinking is, no brains available to eat. Yep. You're a bit brainless, aren't you, Jeff? You know your name though, which, you know, for somebody with no brain, it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. You know when you just... You're not sure you quite have the fortitude to finish what it is you started. Ugh. Why do I always end up making these really complicated things? I've only made one other thing on stream. I like this. I like being able to pick things up and put things down and things just being in a location. That makes a lot of sense. I like that. I'm good. I'm good, to be honest. If you didn't know from the username, Dr. McG is a doctor. Not that kind of doctor. That we know of. So, in a way, we kind of want like an effect. Can we serialize signals? I wonder. Have a look at signals. Not just signal full stop. GD script. Well, yeah. What is that? It's like you won't have to know. They'll tell you. Connecting a signal. No, like the code bit. We want the code bit. Can we? Custom signals, that's what we're after. Custom signal. We have to define them up front. They can't be, because we've got to connect them. We can't do it at runtime. Of course. Stupid idea. So really, what signals do we need? So you're in a room. basically the only signals that we really need to worry about are, because in a choose your own adventure game, in a text adventure game, you've got your path and you're trying not to lose. So we could maybe have, I guess the only signals we really need to worry about are an item which is blocked from being picked up somehow. So then we probably want item blocked text. So we want, it's not there is a text, we want gettable text, pick-upable text, unpick-upable text string, and then we want so we want the look flavor text, so I think here we probably want to do a method here. It's probably this is kind of, yeah. So we want to do get look text, and we'll return a string. And I think we want func get text, get pickup text string. That's... And then we want export bar pickupable. Make that a bool. And then let's use a ternary, because, you know, I've just discovered they exist in GD script. I think I remember the syntax. So we got pickupable and unpickupable. So we've got pickupable text. We'll do bar. So we could return pickupable. Return if pickupable. Oh, what was it? Return pickupable text if pickupable, else unpickupable text. Was that it? Seems to work. Seems to not twist about it, so that's good. So I guess we probably want to put this up here. And then we want to do pickupable look text, and then we'll do export bar unpickupable look text. And then successful use text, that makes sense, we'll store that on there. And then we'll do the same thing here, but we'll do return pickupable look text if pickupable, else unpickupable text. So that helps us in terms of getting things, and we can set this pickupable boolean on the front end, so we can decide whether you can pick something up, and then we can have a set of steps to make it pickupable. Sorry, I'm just sitting frowning away thinking of what to do. So what I'm thinking, I should probably say some of this stuff out loud. So what I'm thinking is, we've got our pickup, and we should probably have a library of things, because really what we're doing is we're moving. We're either moving, we're picking stuff up, we're using things on other things, and maybe talking at some point, you know, but talking isn't really going to be much because it's going to be brains. Oh, somebody followed me yesterday. That's weird. That's nice. Thanks, Paul. 1927. Very kind of you. Anyway, sorry. So those are really the primary. In fact, let's write this out because that's going to help me, I think. So we've got, what are we doing? We are picking things up, using things on other things, moving to new locations. I don't think we want to be combining things because that feels like too much for a janky little If I was going to make an actual text adventure game, I should just be getting like a toolkit for making a text adventure game. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised. Godot text adventure framework. Well, there's that, but no. Point and click adventure games with a multi-platform engine. Right, so basically there are frameworks available that will let you do it. So yeah, unless I was going to use a framework on top of Godot, there's no need for me to be doing this, you know? What was that actually? Godot text adventure framework. What was it called? Escoria. What's the What's the deal? What's the deal here? Is it licensing? What's the licensing like? Does it say? Not sure it does. Node and scene tree. Okay, alright. Still, we're picking things up, we're using things on things in the scene, in the locations, and we are moving to new locations. So really, we want to say move block. You're going to be using it in a location to enable something else to happen, right? So you're going to be using it in a point of interest, for example. It's, I don't know, like a fire escape or something. You might throw something at the fire escape and then, you know, the ladder falls or something like that. And then the zombie can somehow manage to climb that, which isn't going to happen. But like a fence or something, you know, you might throw a brick at a fence and like a hole might fall in it or something. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? And that's going to unblock a path forward. Or you're going to use an object on another object and that's going to cause something to happen. And I feel like the only two things that we really need to worry about, the two states that we need to worry about are pick upable. Can you get an object? And then we need to worry about when we do our action, what object are we affecting? Or is it just a case of unsuccessful? Do we store it on the thing you're using it on? And I think so far that's kind of what I've been doing. Is we've got usables, you know. In fact, I think it might even be bar usable. So we've got our user, so we've got our vault items of things that exist during this place, and I think we've got initial items, so then we've got vault items, things that are in this location, and then we've got the usable, well, yeah, actually we'll put that up there. Put this a little bit further down. So then what we want to do is when we use something, we want to have like a used target, you know? The only other thing I can think of is something like we might want to have a sequence of events. So say, for example, if you've got a fence, you might want to throw some petrol at it and then throw a match, something like that. That might be a thing we want to do, where you have to use a couple of things in sequence, I guess. That might be something we want to do. But then we need to specify a target. So when we use it on a point of interest, whenever you're going to use it directly on the place, I guess what we want to do is then have a we want to make it traversable, you know? And I guess we kind of want something like an enum storing usable action type, so we can say, right, well, when the correct thing is used on this object, this is what we're going to do. And that might be, I think what we probably want to do is we want to do unblock some specified path. We want to do make pickupable some specified item. So right now, so I think what we probably want to do here is what do we want to do here? So I think we're going to need an enum, which is north, west, south, whatever, to unblock the thing, and make pickupable. I think we can just have a pointer to another item, because the item doesn't know what it's being used on. It just knows it is the point of interest that knows which item is going to trigger this behavior, and it's the point of interest that knows which item it needs to then go and trigger something on, and it's going to have that in its list of initial items. And there should be no way. So basically, all of these are going to get populated into here. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Or at the very least, I bloody well hope it is. You know, bloody well hope it is. So let's do it. Let's work it out. So I guess up here we'll do enum cardinal unlock type. How do we do enums in Godot again? Well. No. There we go. It's better. Enums. enum named there it is. Alright, so we'll pull that across over to here. We're going to do cardinal unlock type. I wasn't far off. It'll be north, south, east, west, and then we will export we will do unlock type. I guess we'll just do unlock type because it's either going to be unblocking a direction or it's going to be object item, call it, because I think object is a class we probably want to, is a name we probably want to stay far away from if possible. So we can, let's do for usable. We're going to do export bar unlock use effect. We're going to make that unlock type. Okay, and then we're going to do func unlock or use success, and then we're going to do, that's going to return void, I think. I think we'll probably emit a signal. That feels like a good way of doing this. Now, I just read something earlier today, and I think that there's a lot to be said about it, which is that anything in a tree structure shouldn't know about other stuff. It shouldn't know about anything. It shouldn't know anything about anything in a node further up the tree. Because then, depending on what something is parented to, or childed to, I should say, it'll behave in a different way depending on where you've instantiated it, and that can create unpredictable behaviors. And it's true. That's true. So you should really, if you can help it, never really be using get parent. You should never be traversing up the tree. You should always have your children doing their things, maybe not really doing anything else. If you're going to do it with signals, do it with connecting things, you know. And I get it. It makes a lot of sense. But I think in this instance, technically, there is no tree. We've got this, and it's all going to be really on the command prompt. Everything's on the command prompt. It's all just data, which I think is I was thinking maybe like a tree, like building up the level structure as a tree might make things easier, but I'm not necessarily sure that it would, because really all we're going to do is, when we do eventually implement some sort of save function, I think what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be, rather than we're going to be doing the initial setup, we may as well do the initial setup, and then we will, for each object, I guess, for the current room, we'll probably just hijack whenever we change room. We'll read some stuff out of the save file and say, all right, well, whatever your initial instantiation crap was, we'll do like on ready or on room change or something like that. If there's no save file, do the default stuff. Otherwise, do something else, you know. Change the current scene to be blah, 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 you know. And I think that'll probably work. That'll probably behave better. So we should be able to fairly tightly gate it. People will be able to break it, I'm sure, by fiddling with the contents of the save file, but that's fine. They can break things. So, use success. So we're going to emit a signal here, I think. So let's remind ourselves how we emit signals in Godot. Emit signal with argument. To emit values along with the signal. So we could do health change.emit, and then we can connect to it. So that's emitting signals. So how do we connect to a signal? Was this it? That's not what I was after. This might have been it. Might have been this. It was somewhere. Nah. I can't remember exactly where it was, but I found a really nice little tutorial on signals, because I've not really used them much before. I've used this a little bit, which I guess is doing signals, but we want a custom signal, I think. So I think what we're saying is, now what's interesting is that this is going to be the thing that emits the signal, right? Oh, actually, that occurs to me. When we use the object, we're going to return we can just return it. We can just return it. That's me being a silly sausage, isn't it? So we'll just do a return type. Unlock type. Yeah, and then we'll let the command prompt handle it. You know? Return use effect, yes. In fact, I'm not even sure we'd need a method. We just want to check. So we can check the unlock type, which is fine. And then we can do an export, which is going to be nullable, I guess. But we can do use target, which would be a pickup DDO. Leave null unless item using item unlock type. You know, that'd do. So then effectively, we either unblock a particular path, which we can just return, you know, if we have the correct lookup type. Then we can just look this up. We could do, I guess what we could do instead is just function use, and then what we can do is we can pass in a pickup DDO, use item pickup DDO, and we'll return a bool, and then we'll say we're effectively just going to do return item equals usable, and that's it. Basically, if you use it and it's correct, then that's fine, and we'll just at that point we'll consume the object. Yeah. That feels all right, I think. That point of interest might be a character. The point of interest might be, a table or a house or a door or a tree, whatever it happens to be. But then basically, if you use the item on the thing, you've got that option, you know? Okay, that feels suspiciously elegant. And I mean suspicious. I guess we could maybe do self-destruct. That might be a fun one. So then basically we've got you either unblock the north thing, south thing, east, west. Oh, actually, no. What we probably want to do is export for self-destruct on use. And then we'll make that a bool. There we go. And we'll just have that be a true or false. So what we can do there is, what I'm thinking is, there's a couple of things we need to do here, really. So we've got our look flavor text, which is just going to be our look flavor text. That's fine. We've got our initial items. That's fine. We've got our items that are going to be there long term. That's fine. Usable is going to be the item that you can use on this thing for it to have some sort of effect, if it has one. We've got the use effect, which is either going to be unblock north, south, east, or west. Or an item to make it pick upable, whatever. The use target for what we're going to make pick upable. And then what we want to do is self-destruct on use. And then, yeah, self-destruct on use is basically going to be blah, 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 blah. So then what we also want is, I guess, export var successful use text. We want that to be a string, so that we have some text, some flavor text that it's going to tell us what do you say, what do you do, what happens when you use the thing on it. So then in this particular instance, what I'm thinking is export bar post use text. So then we've got that option. So that might be, if we're doing a successful use text, that's going to be as you use the thing, here's what happens. Post use look text. Let's do look text. Let's do post use look text. And then, yeah, I think that's probably going to be it, isn't it? So then we'll probably want to look. Where's our look text? The look flavor text. It's going to be handle look commands get. Oh. Current location, get flavor text. Oh, why don't you like that? Current items. Current item, that's why. Dun dun dun. I like that idea. Current location, and we don't want an array. We're going to set that to be just to pick up. If item equals pickup. I don't think we're going to need that anymore. Because now we're basically just going to say, yeah, so I don't think we need to do that anymore. We're just going to do that. Because items is now going to have things removed from it, if need be. And then we'll figure out how to save the state later on. Because we're going to modify all of this, I'm guessing, I'm hoping. The thing that I'm struggling with a little bit is how we're going to keep straight in our heads moving between rooms. Because moving between rooms now is going to have a list of things that we've picked up or removed or whatever else. So that this isn't going to be, I don't think this is going to be super easy. I'm making things harder at every turn, is what I'm saying. Okay. Dear oh dear. That's a lot of stuff that I've added in there. But I suppose this is the nature of text adventure games, is there's going to be a lot of text. The only way you can give feedback is through text. So inevitably there's going to be a lot of text. So then what we want to do is in our location, we want to have export bar north blocked cool east blocked west blocked. And then export bar locked from adjacent flavor text string, which then means when you're looking at it, you can see if you can move that way. We've got our initial points of interest. We might remove some of those initial items. We might remove some of those. Right. So I guess the first thing we need to do what do we need to do next? I think we're going to have to store some state data in here. And it's basically going to be what's this going to be? What do we want to do? I think what I'm going to do, so we've got 3 different kinds of thing. We've got a location, we've got a point of interest, we've got a pickup. We've previously established at the start of the stream, when I looked it up and did a little bit of biddly-loodling, that ON is the worst that we've got to worry about in terms of dictionary traversal, which ON's not bad. It's not great. It's not terrible. It'd be nice if it was like 1/n or something like that, but that's not happening. That's not happening. So it should be quick enough for our purposes. And what I'm thinking is, for the size of this game, which isn't going to be super big, what we could potentially do is have in here basically bar locations. Well, I don't think we need to worry about locations visited so much. I think we're probably okay there. But what we want is I guess we want for points of interest used or like destroyed. Do you know what I mean? Effectively, what we want to do is track the state of some of this stuff. And maybe somehow store some of this. So I think probably the main things are going to be bar modified points of interest. There we go. And then we're going to do point of interest. Well, that's going to be a dictionary. Apparently, I've yet to figure out exactly how you type these, but we're going to do a point of interest. I don't think it nicely works like that. But effectively, what we want is a dictionary like that. Jeffrey, what are you twisting about? Can you hear him yowling in the background? I can. What are you twisting about? He hasn't had enough treats. I think that's what it is. Alright, and then we've got modified pickup DEOs. So modified points of interest. I guess in theory, do you see what I'm trying to do here? I don't know if this makes sense. So what I'm thinking is, let's try and write some of this down. Because I'm struggling to even conceptualize this in my brain. Oh, I see. So effectively what we want to do is we want to say, when we visited a location before, is it because I'm not musical enough? I can go get a guitar. Or is it because you don't want to hear something else that's going on in the background? Or is it just you like a different soundtrack? Anyway. When we visited a location before... So when we visited a location before, we want to load the previous state of that location. Oh, I see. You're in a pub. Oh. Oh, I see. I see. It's not that you've got one set of earphones in one ear and in the other. That makes sense. I understand now. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. Anyway. I don't really know, Tiny Dancer. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Down the highway. Something like that, I don't know. I never really grew up on Elton John. I feel like I think Rocket Man was like the first time that I ever really heard any of his songs. And like those were sung by what's his face? Taron Egerton. I think Taron Egerton was a fantastic Elton John. I think he was really, really good. Evidenced by the fact that he put out a song with him. I mean, it's a gimmick really, but also pretty good. Pretty good. I like that to some extent. It kind of didn't... Have I watched Almost Famous? That's when you first heard Tiny Dancer. I have not watched Almost Famous. For some reason I get Almost Famous confused with... the one with the nuns. American Beauty. Don't know why. An episode of Lewis. What is Lewis? Right. Right. I think you might have mentioned that one before. So, when we visited a location before, we want to load the previous state of that location. And that location DDO is going to have its points of interest populated, and those points of interest are going to have their items populated. Okay. I think I get it. So, actually what we want is a dictionary, and in that, because we want to store our list, effectively we want to cache this stuff rather than going to the room manager. So when we get level from reference, that's going to be and we're going to load it from here if we have to. Otherwise, we're going to get it from the places we've been and have affected. Maybe the room manager should be looking after this. I feel like this is something the room manager should be looking after. So rather than doing this, we'll do locations, and then we'll do bar visited locations, and we'll have that as just a dictionary. So then actually what we want to do is, if visited locations.has reference, then we're going to do return visited locations reference. Otherwise, if locations has reference, otherwise return nowhere. I think I like that. I think that makes sense. Because then we're basically saying, because then this gives us a place to jam, to basically hijack the instantiation gubbins. We preload all the levels, that's fine. Because they're all just resources, really. And this isn't going to be huge, so we'll load all of these things off the disk. We'll also be pulling in our visited locations, and we'll populate that either as we go, or you get the idea. So basically we'll go so otherwise we want to do otherwise what we want to, I see, okay, so what we'll do here is we'll do otherwise we're going to do visited locations reference append. Can we do put or whatever? Put? No, I think it is just we do that, isn't it? So we do, then we can do visited locations reference equals locations reference. And then what we're going to do is we're going to return visited locations reference. So we want to add it in there, so that we've then got an instance of it, so to speak. And then we probably want something somewhere where we do func load visited locations, and that's going to be some, this is where you need the loading progress. And I don't think this is a very good way of doing it, because we'll be storing the whole shebang rather than just the specific things we've changed. But given that this is a text adventure game and we're talking about, I don't even think, like, maybe we're talking kilobytes of data, but kilobytes of data. I think we can manage. I think we're good. Especially if we compress it somehow. Not that I really know what I'm doing there, but I'll figure it out. So now that effectively means that the current location is going to be location DDO, and then on text submitted, look, current location equals start location. I don't think we want start location. I don't think that belongs here. I think we want that to go in the room manager. In fact, I don't even think we need a start location full stop. I think we can just say handle story command. In fact, I don't even think we need to do that. We don't even need to do on text submitted. We can do on text submitted. Yeah, we'll get rid of that entirely. And I think we can just say oh wait, no, we do need a starting point, don't we? But I think we can probably do get start, you know? So we want to do, I guess, func get start location. And we can do void. No, not void. Location DDO. And we will do get return get level reference start. Special case. Reacquire focus. And then we're going to do sure. Current location equals room manager dot get, what was that? Start location or whatever. Get start location. I feel like that's not going to work though. I feel like that's going to bust. So let's see if current item equals item. To do drop item. So, oh, get flavor text. Pickup dot there is a text. Export var. There is pickupable. There is a text string. Export var pickupable. There is unpickupable. There is a text string, and then we're going to do. Yep, we can get rid of that. Func get. There is a text string. Return. Pickupable. There is a text if pickupable. Else unpickupable. There is a text. There we go. And then back in our point of interest or location, I think. Pickup dot. Yeah, there is a text. All right, let's try that again. That's a good start. Not broke per se. And it did manage to finish this bit. It did the reacquire focus. It's done all of those things, which I think is good. So that means that we now need to look at, we've got our can. So pick-upable text, it is, we'll say it is pick-upable. And pick-upable text is going to be, it's a can. You could pick it up. It's a can. It's stuck to the ground. Pick-upable look text. You take the can. You can't take the can. It's stuck to the ground. Pick-upable look text. You could pick that up. Unpick-upable text. It's stuck to the ground. Pick-upable, there is a can on the ground. There's a can stuck to the ground. You throw the can at the cross, and the cross explodes. I don't know, something like that. So in theory, now when we start it, we should be able to see there is a can on the ground. Perfect. We turn off pick-upable. It should say there's a can stuck to the ground. Look at can. I don't know, look at that. Look at can. Why don't you know how to look at that? That's funny. So I bust something. But we can fix this. We've added a lot of complexity. Now we need to unfuck what we've added. Alright, so return current location, but we're not doing that. Let's check that still works. So look, yeah, that still works. So if it's look northeast west, that's fine. Unpacked, for point of interest in or loose item in current location dot items. We're not adding anything to items yet. That's what it is. So when we do on ready, we want to do get start location. I think we can do a chain down here. So what we're going to do, because this is the other thing, we now need to transfer those initial items in and make it an instance of it, so to speak. So what we're going to do is in our location, when we get our location, which is what we do here. So in our location, we're going to do get flavor text. We want to do func initialize. We might be able to just do func ready. I don't think we can. Func get. Yeah, nah, it's not going to let us do that. So we're going to have to do initialize items. What we can do there is just do void, and then we're going to do items dot add append array initial items, like so, and then we can delete stuff from there as we need. In fact, I guess we can just do initialize. So we can do items.append array initial items, and then we can do points initial points of interest No. Points of interest dot append array. Initial points of interest. And then we want to do for point of interest in points of interest, some method on there, which is going to be, I think, basically just putting those items in. Same deal. Yeah, that feels good, I think, maybe. And then in our point of interest, we're going to do the same thing, which is going to be func initialize. And we're going to do that void, and we're going to do items dot append array initial items. And so then what we're going to do is in our room manager, we're going to do bar room equals locations reference room dot initialize equals room. Let's see if that works. Be nice if it did. Check for initial. Ooh, we've got Stack Overflow. Oh, whoops. Point of interest. Dot initialize. Silly boy. There we go. All right, that should fix it, I think. There we go. We can see the can on the ground, so we can say look at can, but it's still not there, which is problematic. So what is the issue now? Point of interest command keywords. So we've also got that, which is probably, this is probably part of it. That may have been all of it, in fact. Oh, invalid access to property or key. Okay, so we bust something. So loose item. Oh. So actually, I think we can probably, there's a couple of things we need to tidy up here. Because we've got point of interest.get flavor text. I think this is all a little bit bust, a little bit scuffed. So we want loose item, which is basically just current location items. And then for each item, we want to do get look text. And then for this one, if it's look and point of interest, return look plus point of interest. So for command keywords, which is right. If unpack subject blah 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 blah, get flavor text current item. I don't think we're doing that anymore. I've taken that off, it seems. I think we can probably just do that. And we'll need to paste that in here, I guess. Look text. Okay, that seems pretty good. And then we can get rid of that get look text. Seems okay. Look from adjacent flavor text. We still haven't worked out blocked or anything like that, but that's okay. So we should have look from adjacent flavor text, and we've got that. That's fine. Yeah, that seems okay. That still seems alright, I think. Yeah. If current point of interest does not equal null, there we go. Okay, let's try that. Look, can. You could pick that up. Take, pick up. How do I do pick up again? How do we do pick up? Pick up can. Oh, there we go. Do we have take? Oh, I think I already did this, didn't I? Pick, grab, take. If word size is greater than 1 and words remove that one. All right, okay. So we're good there. So we can do pick up, can, pick up, can. You take the can. So now we do a look. It's still a can on the ground because we haven't taken it off the ground. So what we want to do is we want to say when we pick it up, so we've got you take the So then what we want to do is for item in current location items, we want to do if unpacked subject equals command keywords and current item does not equal item, we want to do actually at that point we can basically just say, because there's only going to be one copy of these objects, so we can just say if we found the subject, then we can just do current item equals item, and then we want to do current, we want to do current location dot items dot remove dot Can we do remove pop? Can we do pop? Let's have a look at some of this stuff, because I think like this is we want to take a look at some of these, I think. Pop at. Value variant. Okay. So we can do max, min, blah 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 blah, pick random, pop at, pop. No. Basically I want that object. I think I might need to use an iterator for this to make sure that I get the right one, because I have a funny feeling that this is basically what I'm doing here, is remove at, but I'm doing that in a weird way. So I think for here what we want to do is say for item in, get current iteration GD script. Move item, current item in loop, GD script. No, not like that. No. Can I do a remove? Because that would be useful. Erase value variant. So maybe that'll work. Let's see. So what we could potentially do then, because we've got the current item, so we basically just want to do current we've got the current item. For hook successful, take successful equals colon equals false, and then we want to do current item equals item, and then we want to do take successful equals true. We want to drop the item still, so then we'll pull this out. We're going to do return if take successful else. Oh, this is going to be a really long line. I don't like that actually. So maybe we'll do if return if take successful, do this, else you can't take that, which then gives us the opportunity here. Oh, it doesn't like that. Oh. Join unpacked subject. There we go. And then what we want to do is, at this point, we want to remove that item from the array. So we want to say current location.items.remove, what was it? Arrays. And let's take a look at what this actually does. Because now we can just say current item there. Finds and removes the first occurrence of value from the array. Value blah 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, good. So that should just about do it. If take successful. Yeah, we don't want to do it if we haven't been successful. Okay, there we go. There we go. If take successful, drop item, which is going to be appending something. Okay, let's try that. So we go look at can, pick up can, look. We have no item, but let's make sure when we're looking, we're going to print so we're going to do get flavor text, and then we'll also do print current item dot get look text. Why not? We'll just do that. So this should now, oh, it doesn't like that. If current item not equal null, print look text. There we go. Sorry, very sorry, Godot. That was very rude of me. All right, so we can do look can, pick up can, look, and then we should be able to. Oh, it printed it. Look. So we have the can in our hand, our one zombie hand, and we have removed it from the list of items in there. So then the next, this is probably going to be the next test, is if we, so now we're here, there is a can on the ground, we pick up the can, and then we go north, we reach the end of the game, go south, it's still not there. Look. But it's still in our hand, so it's moved with us. We have retained the can. It has just stayed away. Okay, good. Good. Yes! Sorry, I think I may have peaked the mic there, but quite pleased with that. It feels like some of the shit is actually starting to bear fruit. It actually kind of seems to be working. Jesus. It's almost as if making an entire text adventure framework thing from scratch rather than just building what the game's supposed to say. Not a good idea, but also it's the kind of stuff that I enjoy after a fashion. So, you know, nobody said this was going to be quick. Got another 4 fucking games to finish as well, haven't I? Yee-hey. Right, so that's that working. And I think what's good, I tell you what we're also going to do. Print getting cached copy. Print getting new room. Getting new room. Go north. Getting new room. Go south. Getting cached copy. pick up can. North. Go south. So that's working as well, which is nice. Oh, not S visited. So now we have all this stuff that we can do, but we're not really. So I think we're now kind of ready. We've got pickup commands. Let's do it. Let's do another object. Let's do a brick, just for the sake of it. So we want pickup PDO. There it is. We'll call this brick. Now a brick is not pick-upable. It's too heavy. No, it has to be pick-upable for us to be able to work this out. Okay, so we'll do pick-upable. You could pick that up. Pick up the brick. Unpickupable. Not pick up the brick. Pickupable look text. There's a brick. Pick it up. Unpickupable look text. That looks too heavy. There is a reasonably sized brick. Unpickupable. There is a brick far too heavy for you to pick up. Right. So we then want to go into our start, and then we should have our initial items. We should be able to put in there. How the hell did it have a can then? The points of interest. Do we have a... Where the hell did I put the... What? Why is there a can there then? Initial points of interest. Initial pickups. What? I'm not 100% sure how I managed to... Okay. There is a can on the ground. There is a reasonably sized brick. So pick up can. Pick up brick. You can't take that. Why can't I take that? Because, I'll tell you why I can't take that. Because it doesn't have any bloody keywords, does it? Brick. Pick up brick. I have the brick. Pick up. Well, first of all, let's do look. There's a can still on the ground. And now if I pick up can and look, they're both gone. It's your brick and you're not sharing. You love your brick. Well, maybe this will change your mind. I don't know. How do you code it to make somebody not like their brick anymore? Or be willing to share their brick? Right, it's a pickup command. So we need to put it down. So when we drop the item, we want to do... in fact, we want to do for... We'll make this better, I think. Item to take. And then we can do... item to take equals item. Take successful. We don't care about anymore. And then we can do if item to take is not null. In fact, if item to take is null, we don't like shouting in code because it just makes it more complicated. Does it really? I think it does. So we'll do it that way around. Else, we're going to do In fact, we don't even really need a... we'll do it this way. We'll put it in the else. That's fine. So then we want to do... we want to do... so we want to do then if current item is not null, we want to do current location dot items dot append current item I have a funny feeling this isn't going to work. And then we're going to do current item equals, because I think this is going to store a memory reference rather than creating a new instance of it. Item to take. And then we're going to do item to take. I don't think this is going to work, but it would be nice if it did. So we can say pick up can. So we take the can, and we also need to we need to put that so we can actually check that it's doing it, because we don't currently have a way of checking what we're holding. So if word size, we're just going to do print if current item is not null, print current item dot text. Okay. So we're going to do look. There is nothing there, so we pick up can look. You could pick that up. So now if we do pick up brick, I don't think this is going to work. Look, there's a can on the ground. Oh my god, it did it. I am genuinely quite surprised that that worked. Pick up can look. Pick up brick. You got your one item. I feel like it would be nice to be able to say you drop the thing, you know? So I think what we can probably do here is say bar return message, and then we can do here return message equals you drop the, and then current item dot plus join current item dot command keywords. And then we want a little plus in there to make it an actual valid command. Return you take the, there we go. There we go. Yeah. So now we should say pick up can. You take the can. Pick up brick. You take the brick. It didn't work that time. Oh, but that's because we're not doing return message plus. Plus. Well, we may as well be, you know, we should put sentences. We should do sentence case, I think. So pick up can. Oh, doesn't like that. Shit. All right. So return message is an empty string to start with. There we go. Pick up can. You take the can. Pick up brick. You drop the can you were holding. You take the brick. Yes! I love it. I love it. Another 20 minutes. Do I want to stay with this and see if I can finish out using stuff? What do we have to work with? What do we have? So we've basically got, we haven't got anything with points of interest. Points of interest don't really work yet, or not in the way that they've been working. We've got, but what do we have? We could probably do some if north blocked. Var room. Var blocked equals false, we'll say. And then we're going to do current location. Blocked equals current location dot north blocked. Blocked equals current location dot east blocked. Blocked equals current location dot south blocked. And then west equals blocked current location dot west. Okay. And then blocked is, this is never going to be blocked. Okay. So then we've got, that's fine. So then if room is null, or the room manager is saying that doesn't lead anywhere, you say you can't go that way. Otherwise, elif blocked else. return room dot blocked from adjacent flavor text. So then what we should be able to do is say we should be able to have an end, so then we can do we can say blocked from adjacent text. We can say looks like you can't beat the game. Sucks to be you. And so then at the start we can say north is blocked. Go into here. Go north. So that's working. Which is nice. Turn that off. We won't be able to beat our game. Short and meaningless though it is. So that works now. So the blocked destination stuff works. We've also got blocked from adjacent flavor text is working. That's fine. That seemed to be working okay. I'm guessing this is going to work the same way as the item stuff, which is good. That's nice. Look flavor text. Look from adjacent flavor text. Points of interest. Initial items. Items. Points of interest. Well, let's order those correctly at least, you know. So at least they match. There we go. So we got those working. We've got pick-upable text, unpick-upable text. I think we did that. We tested that. Unpick-upable look text and I think that works all right. Pick-up text. Did we do that? We don't have. We're not dealing with pickup, are we? We're not. So we might not necessarily want to do anything with command to take, which I guess means we don't really want. We don't actually need, I think. We don't need pickupable text because we'll just pick it up and say you take the blur, so that's fine. We can just do unpickupable text. But we need something like for you can't take that because. So then we can do item to take as item. If we found the item, then we want to do if item dot pickupable item dot pickupable else return item dot unpickupable text. Okay, so then what we can do is go back to our can and we can say you can't take the can, it's stuck to the ground. So we turn that off, and now when we do pick up can, you can't take the can, it's stuck to the ground. So that works. Very good. And I suppose in theory we could have objects that you're not physically able to take. The player doesn't need to know that. Okay, so we got pickupable working, unpickupable. I think it is basically just use, and we've got a hell of a lot of stuff to do with use. So, I don't know. Do I call it 10 minutes early? I don't know. No, let's at least make a start, you know. So we've got handle pickup commands, and then we've got handle use commands as well. We want to do bunk handle use commands. We're going to return a string and probably do some stuff while we're in here. Ooh. Now this is interesting because I guess do we want all points of interest to be traversable? Because a point of interest, I guess there's a couple of ways we could think about this. So what I have been thinking of thus far is a point of interest is like you're in a room. You can go north, you can go south, you can go east, you can go west. And then within that room, you've maybe got like a table. You might have like, I mean, this isn't for the zombie game, but you might have like a little treasure chest there. Something like that. And so while you can, you know, you might be stood in the middle and you can either go all the way out of the room, or you might go over to something, and then when you go back to the center of the room and you then get the other aerial things. So that's how I've been envisioning it thus far. But another way of thinking about it is effectively just taking all of that out of it and saying, okay, so there's a point of interest which could be another person. And you might do stuff to the person, you know? You might say something to the person. I feel like characters might be a specific example. But say you might have a door. And you might have you can use something on the door. And it's less locations within that like sub-locations. And it's more interactable elements within that space. In that maybe this is more like the end of a corridor kind of thing, and you've got like I don't know, you've maybe got like a chain on the wall or something like that, and you've got the door, and you've maybe got like a button on the wall, and it's stuff like that, or like a crack in the wall. It's not necessarily like a location which itself might have like objects on it or in it or so on. It's like interactables. And maybe what I'm saying is that that's almost like a separate thing, is that you've got your points of interest. So it might be that you've got a location with points of interest, but then you might have like sub-locations effectively that you can move to. And it's almost like really what I'm doing is I haven't even started with this point of interest stuff yet, which is probably a good thing considering I haven't got very far. But maybe what we want here is almost an additional thing. So we've got our location, we've got pickups, points of interest have pickups, locations can have pickups, and maybe we've got like almost like the concept of like a sub-location. Like a location is more like a coordinate kind of thing. But you can have more than one of these, like, yeah, sub-traversal nodes or whatever. Something like that. I feel like that's not a terrible idea. Not a great idea. The sky is the limit, which is the unfortunate part, because if the sky wasn't the limit and it said, and you know, it was like, I don't know, you're only allowed 4 of these things, otherwise Godot starts to complain. But it doesn't. The only thing it doesn't like is this. That's the only thing it doesn't like. If you decide that you want a tree with 14,000 different items all the way down, it's like, yeah, that's fine. You do that. Do you know, I'm going to add it. I'm going to add it in because I suspect it's going to be very little work to do. Because I have already... So when we're saying... So what we're going to do is we're going to do a new kind of script. We're going to do a new kind of resource. So we're going to go into pickups, points of interest. Where even are they? Where do they even live? Assets, fonts. What? Where the hell did I? What? Oh, there they are. They're right in here. Okay. So we're going to do a new resource, a new script. New script? Yeah, I think it's a new script. So we're going to call it a new script. We're going to inherit from resource. And we're going to call it sublocation. And then we're going to sublocation, and we're going to give it a class name of sublocation radio. We may rename these later. And basically, we just want to do. It's probably going to be very similar to this. Can we have a dual pane? It would be really nice if we could have dual pane. Can we do that? I don't think we can. Which is a shame. Okay. Not to worry. Okay. So I'll tell you what, I'm just going to copy all of this crap across and then we'll delete some stuff as need be. So we're going to do north this. So that's all of this is gone. Don't need any. Whoa, not quite all of that. The look flavor text. Yeah. Look from adjacent. We're not going to do that. Blocked from adjacent flavor. We don't need that. Initial points of interest. Initial items. Points of interest. Blah, 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 blah. Yep. That'll do. And then we've basically got the same deal where we've got this same stuff. At this point, we're basically just making it a separate item so we don't accidentally get caught in a fucking loop, because that's absolutely something that Godot would let us do. So, got items, append array, initial items, blah, 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 blah. Yep, that's fine. Points of interest, append array, blah, blah, blah. Yep, that'll do it. Yeah. And then what we want to do, oh, well, that was quick. You've got 3 minutes left to implement it in the top level. So what we're saying is not current point of interest, we want to do current sublocation. And we want to change that instead to be a sublocation video. There we go. Done like that. Done like something. What was that? In command prompt. 205. What isn't I about 205? Oh. Ooh. Okay. So current point of interest, no. If current sublocation is null, is not null, then we say current sublocation equals null. Room equals current location. So we want to do move. We'll have to think about how that all works. But yeah, basically that should do it. So now we've got an ability to have subloc. We have this, we have the best of both worlds in that we can be stood in our location and have these things in the central location and say, okay, you can go look at the door, you can look at this, you can look at that, or you can have your little bit over here in the corner where you can go there, and that'll have its little points of interest. And then while you're over here, it'll still effectively have a tie to here, and we can say, all right, look at that, do something with that, do something with this, and those commands will execute in that context until you come back and you're in the middle, and now you can look at those things again. So basically you've got a few different options for how that works. Kind of don't want to make it a zombie game now, because this feels like it's getting more and more like closer to a proper text adventure game, which is a shame. But also, I still think it's going to have a hell of a lot of limitations, and I like the idea of leaning into the parser is quite limited, and every time you make a command that it says I don't know how to, the thing is it'll do like a zombie brain thing, and it, you know, yeah, I think that'll work okay. Well, that's 9:30. I started 1/2 hour early, so I think I'm going to call that good. There's only 2 of us, so, you know, I say 2. There's 3 of us in total if you count me, so I don't know if it's even worth raiding anybody. I'll tell you what, we'll have a look. Is anybody on who looks like they're doing something like actually interesting? Teratoma's in bed. Alright, well, maybe not. Maybe next time, you know. So, thank you for watching. We did a bit of stuff there. Did some cool stuff, I think. Made it more of a fully featured thing. This is getting a bit unwieldy now, so this is probably at the point where we now need to think about potentially splitting some of this out. But thank you for, yeah, I was going to say, yeah. So thanks for watching, and I shall catch you hopefully on Wednesday. But next Monday and next Wednesday are probably going to be a little bit weird, because I'm going to Fleetwood for work, and not the fun, adulterous American band with Stevie Nicks, the place near Blackpool, which is about as riveting as you might as you might assume. So internet, I am told that they have internet in Fleetwood. That, you know, it might still be horse and cart dial-up, but, you know, it's there. So it may be that next week's streams are a little bit cancelled, but I will certainly try and do something while I'm there, you know? My wife needs me to check for burglars. Okay, well, we'll check for burglars. I'll get out my best stabbing implement, you know? But yeah, I shouldn't say shit like that on stream, because then it's available on VOD for a while, and then if something bad does happen, that's not a good thing. There's no stabbing implements, we're good. Alright, so thanks for watching. Catch you next time.